It's so traumatic. Sorry.
Heidi Van Tassel was walking to her car near Hollywood's Walk of Fame when, according to police and court records, a transient with schizophrenia and psychotic disorders dumped feces all over her.
A bucket of his diarrhea. It was liquid, hot liquid. I was soaked and I couldn't see. It was coming off of my eyelashes into my eyes.
Paramedics rushed her to the hospital, and she now needs to be tested for infectious diseases every 3 months.
It's something I won't ever forget. It was disgusting.
For over a year, the I-Team has been reporting on crimes where the suspects are homeless, like this guy arrested for setting fire to chairs at a downtown steakhouse, and this homeless man pushing someone in front of a truck. There were more than 6,000 of these reported crimes in LA in 2017. By the end of 2018, the number of crimes was up more than 50%. And now we've learned the numbers are on track to climb even higher this year. We found case after case where the suspects suffer from mental illness or methamphetamine abuse, like the attack on that woman on a downtown LA street. Keep watching. Just seconds later, the man punched another victim, attorney Brandon Cohen. Were you kind of 4 previous felony convictions? But after he attacked Cohen, the cops simply gave him a citation for battery and let him go. 4 months later, a block away, a similar attack against this mother and daughter, though the police didn't make an arrest, so the suspect wasn't identified. You're living out here by choice.
Oh, 100%.
We met Dylan Brumley rummaging through the trash here in search of something to eat. And we saw him picking up a dirty needle. Were you going to use that needle?
Yes.
He says these cleanups never keep the area clean for more than a few hours. Because of this, too. The homeless routinely leave their encampment to urinate on the streets of the neighborhood. And they defecate on the residential streets where children play. When sanitation workers do their cleanups, they stay inside the yellow tape, ignoring piles of human waste just a few feet away. People are defecating and urinating all over the streets. All homeless encampment cleanups, and found the city conducted nearly 15,000 of those cleanups last year alone. That cost taxpayers $31 million just to pay the sanitation workers. Another $4.7 million to pay the cops assigned to protect them. And no one could tell us the cost of DOT officers who control traffic around the cleanups. Or the cost of these city outreach workers who hand out snacks.
Shigella, Salmonella, E. coli, hepatitis A.
Dr. Klausner.
Going to the restroom is just a basic human need, and it does create a health crisis to not have a bathroom.
And she says the city needs to place a lot more trash cans near homeless encampments. At that 405 site, there's just one can on each end of the encampment, and they're always overflowing.
6 or 7, or a larger dumpster.
Trash is not the issue.
Dylan Brumley has another idea. He thinks the city could redirect some of those cleanup dollars to offering drug treatment to addicts like himself and help for the mentally ill, help that could get these people off the streets.
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Recha HaKwadash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Also a sincere shalom to you other followers, fellow believers, and let me say shalom mainly to the elect. I want to go in this video here as of many things to go into now with so much happening that I switch gears, and I see these things come up, and it's we have to show the demise of Babylon, the downfall of Babylon, because the Most High promised it, and it's happening before our eyes. Okay, this was interesting because I looking at the video. This guy, Dylan Brumley, I think his name was, he looks like your regular, everyday American worker. And he seems to be so-called educated, right? He looks like he could have been a staff member or something, or a school teacher, or even a nurse, a nursing assistant or something. But we know the elite's plan, the rulers of darkness, is to liquidate, right? And I can't say what they call them, according even in the scriptures, but that's how you people are going to find out who your leaders really are. And you're figuring that out, okay? You're starting to find out through all these things that are happening now. And they're saying, and they're showing you, we don't care. Now anyway, going into this video, they were showing the mentally ill, and notice they put Jacob there, right? Why? Because we were mentally ill being brought over here. This is not, see, this is the thing. This is not a wake-up deal where we just popped up and we became mentally ill. This is something of a systematic, or they say systemic, root of wickedness that was bestowed upon us, which ultimately Deuteronomy 28:28 says, the Lord shall smite thee with madness, blindness, and astonishment, which astonish goes to the word stupefaction. And you know what stupid come out of, right? So these people that are, and this is how the system works. I've been in and out of the institutions in the system, so this is how it works. If you can produce, right, and you have something to offer, they want you to be in the penal system, so to speak. Reason why they call it that, but they want you to be in the system, because you can work, cheap labor, they make money off you. But when you get the mentally ill and the homeless, they don't want them. I've seen homeless people commit crimes just to go to jail so they can get something to eat. They'll give them one meal and they'll release them. And they say, because jail is something for people to be rehabilitated, right, as a punishment, and these people that's taking it as a luxury. So they'd rather send them out on the street, create more trash, right, more trouble, than take them in jail or put them in some facility to help them. No, they're not going to do that. And then there's going to come a time where the prophecy of Revelation 13 going to happen, and over a period of time it's not even going to matter with them, because they're undesirables of society, right? Don't nobody want them anyway. Okay? And this is how we see it to be. And this is why they do that in those prisons. They get those undesirables that doesn't do well in a society, and they kick them right back out in the street. But they'll hold you for a traffic event. You might be locked up for drunk driving. They'll hold you and even give you a bail. But a homeless person would commit disorderly conduct, swinging on people, pushing people and throwing people in front of cars. They'd write them a quick citation because nobody wants them. They know it costs money to house them in these institutions, so they don't want them. Isaiah 47:1, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind the meal, uncover thy locks. Grinding, you getting all the way into it, to expose, right? Make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen, right? And how is he exposing it? Through the prophets of the Lord. And there's other means of other people that is exposing it. You have prophets of the Lord that is exposing it on a prophetic level. Then you have people on a carnal level exposing the wickedness. It all gets exposed. Then us who filter through the scriptures, we'll get it, and we'll get it from someone else even, like even the news. And then we'll filter it on through to show you what it's about. I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man. Okay? So that's pretty much it on that. I just wanted to touch on that to show the wickedness of the rulers of darkness. Let's go to verse 10. I'm just scrolling through this. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. The wisdom of thy knowledge, it has perverted thee, right? The wisdom of the knowledge of this world. And thou hast said in thy heart, I am none else beside me, right? So Babylon and the people who subscribe to Babylon and roll with Babylon, they all got to get the judgments that's coming from the Lord, right? Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from their youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. Thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsels, right? Let now the astrologers and the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators, let's see what a prognosticator is, stand up and save from thee from these things that shall come upon thee. So you're going to have these scientists, right? Preachers, politicians, and everything else try to make some excuse of what's going down and what's happening, and they're not going to have an answer. It says to foretell, prognosticate means to foretell from signs of symptoms, okay? To give indignation of in advance. So basically false prophets, right? Let's go to Isaiah 14:11. It says, where were we at? Isaiah 47. Let's go to Isaiah 14. It says the pomp, right? The pomp is brought down to the grave, which goes to your pride, right? And the noise of thy vials, the worms spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. Okay, and this is dealing with infrastructure. This is dealing with trash. They cannot clean it up. And with this thing that's happening, you can't pay enough workers. And then all of a sudden, the news got to get involved for them to care. You can't see that you're in a simulation. And this is all where this place is, man. Okay, let's look at simulate. Let's look at simulate. Simulation comes from simulate. Let me go to simulation. A sham object, a counterfeit. Examination of problem often not subject to direct experimentation by means of simulating device. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I just wanted to touch on that because they're pulling the plug, which ultimately the Most High is pulling the plug. But on the left-hand side, they're pulling the plug on Babylon, right? And the ones under the super elites, the rulers of darkness, some of them don't even know what's going on. There's only the top ones that knows what the heck is going on, and they don't care. All your college degrees, all your diplomas, all your work ethics, everything you built, you're going to find out is all a simulation. Anyway, that's all I have on that. Shalom.